Chris Brown's new accusations. A lawsuit against Chris Brown for allegedly beating Rihanna in Texas is the most recent in a string of legal issues that have dogged the 35-year-old musician since his 2009 arrest. The lawsuit was filed in Harris County District Court on Monday, July 22. It alleges that after the event, Brown and a number of his accomplices brutally and severely beat 4 individuals backstage at Dickies Arena in an unprovoked attack. According to the complaint, Brown and his group surrounded the plaintiffs, threw chairs at them, and repeatedly kicked, stomped, and beat them. Multiple blows to the plaintiffs' heads and chests were part of the unwarranted assault, which culminated in trampling them while they were on their hands and knees. All plaintiffs suffered serious injuries as a result of the vicious, violent attack that Brown planned to carry out. 3 members of Brown's entourage are also named as defendants in the lawsuit: Conway, Hood Boss, also known as Omololu Omari Akinlolu, and Cinco Siege. Regarding Live Nation, the complaint claims that despite Brown's past bad conduct and violent conduct, the event promoter kept dealing with him. Brown has been involved in several legal issues over the years, including his guilty plea for hitting his ex-girlfriend Rihanna in 2009, for which he received a 5-year probationary period, community service, and a need to attend domestic violence counseling. The singer of Forever has also been arrested and slashed or sued on several occasions for claimed sexual and bodily assault. A comprehensive timeline of Brown's legal issues, spanning from 2009 to the present, has been put up. Look below. February 8, 2009. Brown choked and punched his then-girlfriend Rihanna when she was 19 years old, causing obvious facial injuries and necessitating her hospitalization. Brown pled guilty to 1 count of felony assault after turning himself into the police. October 27, 2013. After killing a man outside the Doe Hotel in Washington, D.C., Brown was taken into custody on charges of felony assault. A man who attempted to take a photo with Brown and 2 women was allegedly attacked and had his nose broken by Brown and his security. While awaiting punishment, Brown willingly checked himself into a rehabilitation facility after his conviction was dropped to a misdemeanor. February 3, 2014. Citing the R&B singer's ongoing good behavior and advancement in a rehabilitation program, a judge denied a prosecutor's request to put Brown in jail. According to probation officials, Brown is making significant progress in his therapy, and you must stay in the program unless the court or his probation supervisor permits him, said Superior Court Judge James R. Brandlin. After the singer was arrested and charged with misdemeanor assault during an altercation in Washington, D.C. a few weeks prior, Brown was sentenced to 3 months of inpatient rehabilitation in November. February 28, 2014. Brown's rehabilitation center verified that he had been diagnosed with both bipolar disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder. The facility concluded that the singer has both conditions, which are the reasons behind his history of aggressiveness, according to court documents that E! News was able to access. According to a letter from the unidentified facility, Mr. Brown will also require close supervision by his treating physician to ensure his bipolar mental health condition remains stable. Patients with bipolar II and post-traumatic stress disorder frequently turn to drugs as self-medication for their biological mood fluctuations and trauma triggers. Mr. Brown's untreated mental illness, chronic sleep deprivation, incorrect self-medication, and untreated PTSD all contributed to his physical outbursts and aggression. May 5, 2015. The Las Vegas police identified Brown as the person who reportedly assaulted another adult male during a basketball game at Palms Casino Resort. A verbal argument turned into a physical altercation, and the man was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. The LVMPT stated in a press statement that the victim was assaulted by other men in addition to Brown. According to a statement his representative gave to CNN, Chris is currently in Las Vegas as he is performing at Dre's on May 5th and receiving a key to the Strip that day as well. He asked Palace to play basketball in his hotel suite, which has a court. A belligerent person who had not been invited was taken from the property. Chris didn't get into a fight with this individual. July 2, 2016. A report of violence inside a Palms hotel suite prompted police to react. The female victim seemed to have minor battery-related injuries when police arrived. Metro Police concluded that the altercation occurred over a cell phone while the victim was in a hotel room at the Palms Hotel attending a party. The girl claims that after she pulled out her phone to snap a photo of the singer, Brown grabbed it from her and began beating her. Police claim that private security led the victim out of the room and into the hallway before hotel security led them off the property. After returning to the hotel, the victim informed Palms security about the event. Detectives tried to get in touch with Brown, but they were denied access to the room and discovered that he had departed before the police arrived. In a statement to Thur, a Brown spokesman said that the victim's statements are unequivocally untrue and that retaliation might have been the motivation for the charge because the victim had been kicked out of the private party for her disruptive and out-of-control behavior. According to the statement from Brown's representative, her claim that she had her phone in her possession inside the after-party and was able to take a photo causing an altercation with Chris Brown is a complete fabrication. This appears to be blatant revenge for her damaged pride. For misdemeanor battery and theft, a crime complaint has been filed. 9 May 2018. In a complaint brought by lawyer Gloria Allerin on behalf of her client Jane Doe, Brown was charged with co-conspiracy, aiding and abetting a sexual assault that occurred at his home during a party in 2017. Doe was invited to an after-party at a recording studio where Brown and rapper Young Lo, whose real name is Lolo Grissom Jr., were working after she attended a concert at One Oak in West Hollywood, according to the lawsuit, a copy of which was received by Billboard. Brown supposedly did not want any phones in the studio, so when she got there, her phone was taken away. Doe states that despite her desire to leave, her phone was never returned and she was forced to go to Brown's house to get it. 22 July 2024. An incident that allegedly occurred after Brown's performance in Fort Worth, Texas, has led to a lawsuit against Brown, several members of his entourage, and Live Nation, the promoter of Brown's 11/11 tour. In an unprovoked attack after the event, Brown and several accomplices allegedly brutally and severely beat 4 guys backstage at Dickies Arena: Larry Parker, Joseph Lewis, Charles Bush, and DeMarcus Powell. According to the complaint, Brown and his group surrounded the plaintiffs, threw chairs at them, and repeatedly kicked, stomped, and beat them. Multiple blows to the plaintiffs' heads and chests were part of the unwarranted assault, which culminated in trampling them while they were on their hands and knees. All plaintiffs suffered serious injuries as a result of the vicious, violent attack that Brown planned and carried out. 3 members of Brown's entourage are also named as defendants in the lawsuit: Conway, Hood Boss, also known as Omololu Omari Akinwolu, and Cinco Siege. Regarding Live Nation, the complaint claims that despite Brown's past bad conduct and violent conduct, the event promoter kept dealing with him. The lawsuit claims that the business brought Brown to Texas for financial gain and shamelessly profits and promotes Brown's The 11/11 tour. The safety of the concertgoers who might have been near Brown and his companions was not guaranteed by Live Nation. Going back to his troubled childhood, Chris Brown, History of Violence will investigate the claims of sexual assault, domestic abuse, and assault against Brown to explore the lasting impact of the cycle of abuse. In addition to thoughtful reflections into each survivor's experience and the psychological destruction in the aftermath of their abuse, it will include professional commentary. Additionally, an unidentified accuser will make her claims against Brown public for the first time. In the documentary's teaser, she states, "I have not discussed this issue publicly, but that's the only way he can be stopped." AID's 3rd annual No Excuse for Abuse campaign begins on October 27 at 9 p.m. with Chris Brown, A History of Violence. The View's Sunny Hostin will lead a discussion on interpersonal violence after the documentary. Being a fierce defender of women and children has always been a top priority for me throughout my career, Hostin said in a statement. As I consider my experience as a prosecutor in these kinds of cases, as well as my responsibilities as a mother and public figure, whose actions influence and mold the next generation, domestic violence is a very personal and intimate issue to me. I am committed to advancing and carrying on this important discussion because this problem is a widespread disease that transcends socioeconomic barriers. The more we understand, the more effectively we can support societal change advocacy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let us know what you think and what you'd like to see next. Your support helps the channel grow.